Welcome to This Week Health Conference. My name is Bill Russell. I'm a former CIO for a 16-hospital system and creator of This Week Health, a set of channels and events dedicated to leveraging the power of community to propel healthcare forward. Today, we have an interview in action from the fall conferences on the West Coast. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. Here we are at the 2023 CHIME Fall Forum, and I am your guest host, Saad Chaudhry. I'm the CIO for Luminis Health out of Maryland, and here with me, I have Khalid Turk, who is the CIO for the County of Santa Clara with me, just joining us at the Fall Forum. Welcome.
Thank you, Saad. Thank you for having me.
So this is our interview in action series, and I'm just gonna ask you a couple of quick questions. No prep needed. Just wanna hear your thoughts as a CIO of a county. Number one, what is your favorite part about a gathering such as this, the CHIME Fall Forum?
Well, the most favorite part is the meeting interesting people like yourself that I've followed on the social media.
I gave him this
never have met in person. And on top of that, I get to see the industry leaders as well as all the new innovations that are happening, what people are working on, what are the major challenges, and how they are overcoming the challenges. For me, this is a huge learning experience.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I think you're not alone in that. What is some of the things at the county level that you're looking forward to most for next year as you start 2024?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just want to clarify that I'm the CIO of the healthcare, not the CIO for the county. But from that regard, I think a major challenge that we have right now is to reduce the cost because of the budgetary challenges we have. And because of the budgetary challenges, we have to innovate differently. We cannot grow in terms of the body counts, whereas the work is not shortening. Work is actually expanding too. So how you meet there? So that's a challenge. So we'll be looking into automation. We're looking at the technology that brings more efficiency to your organization while saving the cost.
That's very interesting also because I think you'll hear that mirrored in your fellow CIOs at healthcare organizations and providers as well. So at a county level, that's one of the things you guys are also worried about. And third and final question, what is something cool, fun, unique about you that's not on your resume or your LinkedIn profile?
Yes, well, I recently probably put on the LinkedIn profile, but I'm an author. My first book came out just like 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
It's about multi-generational leadership, and it's available out there, and that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow at 2 p.m. So I invite you to please join us tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you for stopping by.
This
is
is
wonderful.
And thank you, I appreciate that.
Good afternoon, I am Sarah Richardson from Tivity Health, Senior Vice President, Chief Digital Information Officer, but more importantly, I am joined by Lisa Esch from NTT Data. Lisa, so great to see you today.
Thank you. It's good to be here today.
Yeah, we see each other all over the country.
We do.
But CHIME is back in action.
Oh,
so
it's been great.
For all the places you go all the time and things you've seen over the last few months, to me this feels like it has the highest energy. Like, what are you seeing and hearing right now this year here that is most inspiring?
Well, I think what we're seeing and hearing is a focus on some of the hype out there. So people are talking about workforce, about talent, about Gen AI, about cloud. But I think the difference with the conversations here is they're focused and really focused on what we can do today versus just talking about things for the sake of talking about them.
And you get to see everything. So
Yes.
one of the coolest parts about your job
Yes.
is you have a global lens
Yes.
on all the things happening out there. And so as you bring it back even to some of these home front conversations,
Yes.
what are your clients talking about? What are the CIOs coming to you to help solve?
Well, it's interesting because they actually want to know what we're doing as a company.
Okay.
And when we can talk about what our governance is around Gen AI, what we're doing about cloud, what we're doing, how to retrain our workforce and reskill them because of the transformation happening, we can share those things with our customers. And so it isn't like we're just showing them or talking about how to do it. We're showing them, we live this with them as well. And I think that gives us an advantage. Plus, we're global industries, so we can take what's happening in manufacturing, in automotive, in finance, things that sometimes are a little faster at advancing than us and bring them into our healthcare conversations.
I love that because resoundingly in focus groups, track sessions, even parts of boot camp, everyone's like, is there a playbook for that?
Yeah.
And so when you find a partner that wants to help you solve but not stay around forever, you like to get in, get out, get on with it.
Yes.
So that they can mature, grow, and then the next great thing comes along. And so in assessing to some of those the crawl, the walk, the run perspectives, what are you loving solving for right now? So there's lots of stuff out there, but what are you personally I love working on these things?
So there are 3 things that just get me so excited about what we're doing. First of all is we've got this great strategy around solving sepsis. And it's like nothing else you're doing in your organization. And we're helping to power this across organizations. And sepsis is the #1 mortality cause in hospitals And I mean, there's a real impact on nurse workflow and on reducing mortality and increasing throughput in the ED and the ICU, all of that. We're really excited about that. The second thing is what we're seeing with hospital at home. And I'm talking about acute care hospital at home. We are partnering with an organization, and the goal is to help them stand up a 200-bed tower that's virtual, that is acute care hospital at home, with no capital, no bricks, no mortar. And so we're the logistics, we allow that scale. They're doing it now in a small way.
Yeah.
We allow them to go to those 200 beds. And so there's a lot of exciting things about that as care transforms, moves outside the four walls. And I would say the third thing that I'm most excited about, and I'm talking a lot about as well with our customers, is what we're doing with Gen AI. And we realize that we need to have a focused strategy, we need to have governance, you've got to pick your foundational model, pick your partners, and really be thoughtful about what you're doing. And the two things that I typically recommend is don't chase a lot of bright, shiny objects. What are the big transformational things you can do with it? And then go with some clinical ideas as well. So there's two paths with Gen AI, but starting with your governance and that trust is really, so those are probably the three things I am personally most excited about. And then of course, just business transformation, cloud, all of those things.
You're already teed up for like collaboration and innovator of the year lineups for next year. Make sure you guys know when to apply for the CHIME Awards. It's usually right in August time frame when you start to bring it through. Because of all the conversations I've had, nobody else has a 200-bed virtual hospital in the conversation. And you hear a lot about how do I set up the governance models and do what I do for AI. Very important. You have to start small and couple use cases that make sense. Yep. But like that bigger space of like hospital at home, what it really means, and for the success to be something that happens, because talk about sepsis. You're less likely to get sepsis at home. You're going to heal faster, your quality is better, all the reasons that are already in all of your use cases. Right. But to see it and hear it come through, like I would love to have that conversation with you next year, if not sooner, to be able to understand like, hey, and you know what, it's working and here's how it's working. Because that incrementalism, Lisa, is going to be huge for everyone to hear about. Yeah, and not only just the acute care hospital at home, we're working with an organization right now. We're going to deploy addiction treatment at home. It doesn't exist today. And again, it's the technology layer, meeting an organization where they're at, looking at what they do, and then filling in the gaps and helping show them how to scale that. And we have that capability. So those are the things. That's why I'm in healthcare still. Yep. So as you look to 24, like literally a year from now, what do you want your narrative to be? What will you have just nailed that you're like, you know what? I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do these things. So I think the thing I'm most grateful for is when an organization brings us in and just says, like, how do we solve this problem? And really just tackling the big problems that are happening right now. And I want to be able to show that we're scaling that virtual tower, that we're treating behavioral health at home in a different way, addiction at home, that fewer people die in your hospital from sepsis next year because they partner with us, that they're doing the right kinds of transformational things with Gen AI. They don't have to be scared. It wasn't born in January. Like, we've been doing this a long time. Yes. And so those are the things that I want to talk to our customers about, knowing that we can also help them get their old infrastructure modernized. We can help them get to the cloud. We have access to I work with the most talented people, and we can find a way to help solve those problems. You are truly an aggregator of all great things in solutioning. And what I love when having conversations with you, and you and I have been at multiple conferences and conversations I had you come talk to my leadership team about how to manage change and transformation, is that you're always willing to share your ideas and be so thoughtful with how to make things better together. So thank you for doing that today with all of your partners, and can't wait to hear more in the future. All right, thank you. Thanks, Sarah. Be well. Great to see you.
Another great interview. I want to thank everybody who spent time with us at the conference. I love hearing from people on the front lines. It is phenomenal that you shared your wisdom and experience with the community, and we greatly appreciate it. We also want to thank our channel sponsors who are investing in our mission to develop the next generation of health leaders. They are CDW, Rubrik, Sectra, and Trellix. Thanks for listening. That's all for now.